Your marriage might be easy and might be hard, and those first few years are critical. It's important to find good, godly people that can walk alongside you. How do you find them? And that's the key to this session. When you look at your relationships, and you're different places, we're all different places, but can you see now some perhaps that have maybe unintentionally been mentoring you inconsequentially, but others where it's more intentional and deliberate, and then as you look forward, your pursuit of couples like that?
Yeah, I remember just when we came out of college, we were probably the first couple of our friends to get married. Mm-hmm. And so after we were married for a little bit, I remember looking around being like, I really enjoy hanging out with these people, but like they don't relate to this part of me. And then we got plugged into a small group that had some mentors for us. Mm-hmm. And I remember just them saying things and me being like, wow, I need to write that down. Like, I need to take note of that. Mm-hmm. And I remember seeing one couple, just like the way that he would look at her for affirmation, just being like, wow, like they have something there that I need to emulate. Yeah. And so like that was just so wonderful. And kind of like what you were saying, Cindy, how if you have an issue and you bring it up with like one of your single friends, they're like, whoa, are you guys going to be okay? Like, is everything okay? Like, I can't talk to you about this. Just, finding an older couple who can say like, it's going to be okay. Like, just...
It's normal. Everyone goes through that. Yeah, knowing you're not alone was so helpful. So I feel like me and Jared have always had mentors in our lives growing up. So all throughout high school, going into college, we were always friends with people at least 3 years older than us, trying to mentor for us. But that especially happened whenever we got married. Always looking for couples in the church that we could look up to, go out to dinner with. Of course, that happened with our marriage mentor couple that mentored us as we were newlyweds, and I call them our Nashville parents. We're always over at their house, and it's good to have people like that are our parents' age that have made it 30 plus years, and just to cheer on their marriage and to know that they're praying for us and that they really cheer us on too. Yeah. And then also just having the couple that's just 3 or 4 years down the road, watching them raise their kids, and man, they've taught me so much about parenting. I'm excited for whenever I can be a mom, and I haven't even thought about their perspective on parenting is so different than anything I've ever seen. So it's just amazing to get that in our lives before we're at that stage of the game. Yeah.
Hannah and Tyler, how about you?
Yeah, as for the unintentional mentors, as you were talking about, I come from a large family, so I have 4 older brothers above me, and the oldest is 15 years above me. So we're all 4 years apart, and so I've seen him, and he knowingly has mentored me, but I was clueless because I was 15 years younger. And so watching him go through all of the stages that he went through when I was 15, he was 30 getting married, and watching his marriage unfold, and now he has 7 kids. And even though we don't have kids yet, I've learned a lot through his marriage and how he respects his wife and how they get through their tough decisions. And as soon as we got married, everything clicked, and I was like, oh, this makes sense. I've been able to watch him be an example of all this. And from there, it's made everything a lot easier.
Yeah, I think Tyler and we got married at 29, and so getting married a little later, really probably the loudest voices in our heads are both folks or people that were mentors to us during our single years. And again, one of those being his brother, one being a good friend of mine who's my mom's age. And so walking with her and watching her just nonchalantly talk to me about marriage. And one story that always comes back to me from her, she would say, someday you'll be married and your husband's going to leave his shoes at the front door, and it's going to drive you crazy. Everything is in its place. I'm very orderly, and she's like, it's going to drive you bananas, and you're going to fight about it, and you're going to come to me exasperated. What do I do? My husband will never put his shoes away. And she said, Hannah, you are going to pick up his shoes and put them in the closet for him. And then when he comes, over later to find his shoes and says, honey, where are my shoes? You're going to say, I put them in the closet for you. Let me go get them and bring them to you. And, at the time I just thought, you're crazy and whatever. I'm not going to do that. And that's not going to happen. Well, little did she know that is exactly our daily situation. Yep. So, but I mean, something so little like that probably would have really caused, I mean, it seems silly, but it probably would have caused a lot of tension for me. And to know, like, it's not a big deal. He does not put his shoes in the closet. If that drives me crazy, then I need to put his shoes in the closet for him and then grab them for him when he wants them. It's not a big deal. I think also, I mean, pretty much when we got engaged, we started intentionally seeking folks out, folks that had been married a year, 5 years, 10 years. And I think, you mentioned it's so hard to find couples that all four click really well and that, you might have clicked really well, but you might not necessarily want to emulate their marriage or their communication style. And I think something that took a little of that pressure off for us was just identifying different couples that we admire different aspects of their relationship or marriage. So, man, we love how they communicate. Like, let's talk. We're struggling with this issue. Let's talk to them about what advice they might have for us. And then, wow, we love how they play together. Let's talk to them more about that. Or, so kind of taking the pressure off of finding that, like, one couple at the time to really speak to all aspects of the things we're working on, but rather just different couples that you're taking different pieces from.